Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG, and we're located on the southwest spawn of Kareila, and the name of the commander is PGTraitor of Red Unicorns. Now, many people have actually asked, what does the 105 leFH18B2 stand for? Well, the 105 is the caliber, 105mm or 10.5 centimeters. The L is for Leica, which is light, and the FH stands for Feldhaubitze, field howitzer. The 18 is the caliber, or the barrel length in calibers, and the B2, well, that's the B1 chassis that it's actually built on, the French Char B1, but the Germans re-engineered it and called it the Char B2, or rather the B2 chassis. You can see they removed the 75mm gun on the front of the tank and put the field howitzer on top. And they built 16 of these tanks, so it was an actual production run based on the tanks that they captured after the fall of France. And we've got a target turned up straight away, so T-34 shielded. He's dialing in, should be able to get around in. And he does! 50 hit points of splash, actually. It doesn't have much splash, the 105mm shell, but it does reload very quickly. Fires a round in. Oh, it lands just in front of the P43. Thought about going for the KV85, and there's a VK3001H there. Tier 5 German premium heavy. Dials in, rounds out. Direct hit! 406 hit points with one shot. That just goes to show how deadly this 105mm howitzer can be. Rounds out. Kill shot. 60 hit points on the next round. He's lining up the Churchills 3 for the next shot. Round out. And he gets a hit. 175 hit points. Now instead he's changed target. He's going to go for this T67 at the back. Fires a round in. Wasn't fully dialed in, so the round went to one side. That T67 is retreating. He's only got one hit point left. Can he get a shot near him? Rounds out. Oh, it lands just next door, but it doesn't do any splash damage. But the T67 is taken out the game by the M44. Oh, we fired a quick round in there at, I think it was the T-3485, or was it? No, it's the OI. And he got one round in, blind shot, fires another one in, gets a hit. 129 hit points this time. It's loaded, rounds out. Another hit, 175 hit points. He's squeezing this juicy pinata for all he can muster. Oh, he's got a red line. Now that means he can't fire because there's some obstruction in the way. So he's moving position. It's quite a slow Arty as it goes, but the 16 tanks that were actually built were used by the Germans in the defence of the Channel Islands, which they captured. They thought that they'd be invaded by the British. If you've actually seen the Char B1, it came round to Tank Fest this year, and it's actually quite fast if you look at it. You see it going around the arena. It's got a 16-litre petrol engine. It's got a very nice roar as well to those engines as it powers around. Now it's actually got one of the best view ranges for an Arty in the game, 390 meters, and that's mainly because the field howitzer is actually very high on the tank, which means that the gunners can look further than they can in a standard Arty. And our M44 is moving forward, and we're trying to get in position so we can shoot at the enemy tanks at the other end of the pass. And he's going to try and get behind that rock, I think. Okay, one of the enemy went down. There's a KV85 over there as well. Okay, he's lined up, he's ready to go. Okay, he's gone to overhead view. Battle assistant, and he's firing in. There's the KV85 moving in to get close aim. Round out. Lands in front of him. That's bad. He was fully dialed in, but the shell the RNG said no. Going for the BDR, and yes, he gets a hit. 75 hit points on the BDR. BDR's taken a substantial hit, so he can get a kill shot. And he does. 19 hit points. Which one's he going to go for next? Oh, it's the enemy Hummel. Tier 6 German SPG. Fires a round in and doesn't get a kill. Now, the scores are fairly even at the moment, but the enemy is advancing down the South Pass. In fact, the M44 is being signalled to pull back, I think, because he is the closest one to the enemy, apart from that OI up on the horseshoe. And PGTraitor is off. He's not going to stick around. That Panzer IV-H can wipe out that M44 very quickly. That M44 driver seems to be pretty concerned or too tunnel visioned on what's going on. He needs to bigger mini-map to see exactly what the situation is. And he suddenly realised that he's the next one between the enemy and the cap. And what's going on at the other end of the map is that there's an enemy Fifi, the leFH, as we call it, is the Fifi La Pew Pew. And he's dialing in on that, but there's a Panzer IV-H. You can see that. Going for the Fifi. Round out. Long range shot. Lands next door to him. Going for the Fifi again. It's loaded. Rounds out. No, it falls where the Fifi was, but the Type 58 is taken out. Rounds out. Oh, landed behind, but he's been spotted. The KV-85 is just around the corner. Ouch, this is going to hurt. Now, although the Fifi is based on a heavy tank, it doesn't have a huge amount of hit points, 260 at most. And he took a big round there from the enemy. A huge round. 242 hit points from the KV-85. He's expecting one of the other enemies to come around the corner, but actually the Panzer IV-H is behind him. He's turning round, or is he going to try and climb up there? I think you'll have difficulty getting up that slope. Oh, no, it's not going to make it. Okay, it's going to go round the rock this time. Of course, the Panzer IV-H could be coming down from the rock, but if he does come down, T-67 will spot him and hopefully put shots into him. But what we're not hoping is that the Panzer IV-H comes around this way to avoid the T-67, and then we spot him first, because if we do, we're going to have to get ready with that shotgun and shoot him right in the face. And he's going to sit with a bush between him and the enemy, and he's gone to battle assistant view, expecting somebody to come around the corner. Now, a lot of Arty players will actually use manual at this point. They won't go into a battle assistant or overhead view. They will actually just go straight to manual control and aim directly. And if you've got a steady hand, you can aim a shot very accurately, even at fairly long range. But this is very short range, so that 105mm gun is very, very deadly at close range. If this line turns red for any reason, then a tank has come around the corner and he's looking too far ahead. Oh, there's the Hummel. Okay, you can get a shot on him now. Work out. Okay, dial in. And oh, 124 hit points. He's going to have to reload. He's been spotted. And second shot kills. That's his third kill of the game. The Panzer IV-H is actually behind him. And he has been stunned. He's lost some hit points. There he is. Okay, go for the aim. He's actually... Yep, he's gone to battle assistant. Dialing in. And a good shot. 115 hit points into his rear. It looked like it was a near miss, actually. This time he'll go for the engine bay. Oh, 98 hit points. Got the hind quarter. And the Panzer IV-H is taken out by the Gorilla. Now that means it's 3 versus 3. The enemy has 2 Arty, we have 2 Arty. But the difference is that we have a heavy tank, the KV-85, and he's 100% health. It looks like PGTraitor has earned the high caliber. We'll have to wait until the end of the match to find out if he did get it. as I said, the Char B1 actually in real life can actually move quite fast. I've seen it touring around that arena at Bovingdon. Oh, he spotted the enemy Arty. 1 round in. Gets a direct hit. 154 hit points. Going for the second shot. And finishes him off. 86 hit points. So that's his 4th kill. Unfortunately, he can't platoon with the Gorilla, who also has 4 kills because Wargaming won't let Arty platoon. Oh, he just took a round from the enemy Arty, the enemy Fifi, for 13 hit points. He's only got 5 hit points left, and the enemy Arty is now missing him because he doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know. Okay, so he's going to advance, which is very risky. But he does have good hit points, or rather good view range, so he should be able to spot the enemy Arty if he is in the open. Now I think he'll sit here for the meanwhile because he's got some bushes between him and the enemy. He's continuing to advance, so I mean obviously he has guts, he has courage. Of course, if his 6th sense goes off, he'll know that he has been spotted, and he really doesn't want that to happen because if the enemy does spot him, he could actually be wiped out. He's got the rock between him and the north, so can you see anything? As you can see, that massive view range, you can actually see way into the distance. 12 rounds of HE left, 4 rounds of heat ammunition. This is one of the few Artys that carries heat ammo. Of course, that's the leftover from the fact that after Wargaming did version 9.18 and introduced stun, they took away most of the premium rounds that were on most Arty up until then, and they left it on the Fifi because the Fifi was a premium vehicle and people had bought it on the basis it carried heat ammunition. Oh my god! Yeah, the enemy's behind us! And he's going towards the cap, and there's the Gorilla. That Gorilla's in tremendous danger. Well, he fires shotgun, and I think the Fifi's probably going to wipe the Gorilla out now. He does. 240 hit points with 1 shot. And now we've lost our sighting on the Fifi because he's pulling back. But he is going to go out of view. Yep, because it was the Gorilla that spotted him. So we're going to have to move back to our own cap to spot the Fifi. The enemy, the KV-85 on the enemy team is almost at the cap. But of course there is still a tank destroyer out there, a Wizzy 131 GFT. That's a tier 6 Chinese. And despite the fact that PGTraitor's firing these rounds in the hope that it'll actually hit the Fifi, I'm pretty sure that the enemy is in the cap. Yeah, he is now. He is capping. And we're capping at the same time. Now the worry is that because the Fifi's got such a long range, the enemy Fifi might shoot on his own cap from this cap, and if he gets a reset, then they'll win the game. There's the Wizzy 131. He's actually about to shoot on the KV-85. We're dialing in. Oh, the KV-85 is getting closer. That makes it easier. Oh, he's got the reset. Oh, although he got a 40 hit point splash, I think it's going to be game over now. Fires a round in at the 131. Gets a hit this time for 183. That's the 1 minute horn. There is enough time for the our team to cap, the enemy team to cap, but not for us. And the enemy's got another reset. The KV-85's going out of the cap to try and kill the Wheel 131, but PGTraitor finishes him off to get his 5th kill. But that Fifi in our cap is still capping, and I don't think he can make it up the slopes in time to get back to the cap, so I think he's going to have to try and fire in at random or try and pick a spot to to fire at, but I'm pretty sure that that enemy Fifi will be behind that bunker because he's impregnable there, and he's now firing his ammo, which is incredibly expensive, and he's just making big holes in the ground, and he's won. The enemy Fifi's won. Oh, that's so sad. Now we're firing AP. And the win 8 was over 13,000 for that battle. And here's the end of battle results. It was an ace tanker despite the fact that it was a defeat, because PGTraitor did do a lot of work to try and get the victory, but it sadly just didn't come off. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. In fact, actually he got 24. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5. A Gore's medal for getting at least more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And here's something unusual. He actually picked up a Stark's medal for surviving the battle, having lost 2/3 of his hit points, received 2 shots from the enemy. But unfortunately, he didn't win the battle. So he picked up a Stark's nonetheless, as well as the high caliber for getting the most damage in the battle. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, highest damage, 2,689 hit points, bigger than the Gorilla with only 1,070. High score on the enemy team was their KB85. He managed 1,616. And of course, the Fifi that won, 1,390 hit points. And he also got 3 kills. The highest number of kills on our team was PGTraitor with 5, and then the Gorilla with 4. And PGTraitor also picked up the highest amount of base XP, 867, and the Gorilla followed up with 451. PGTraitor fired 41 rounds, got 14 direct hits, 14 penetration, 10 splash. Damage of 2,689 hit points, of which 1,892 were at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits during the battle. Both were penetrations. One was from the KB85. The other one, I think, was from the Fifi, who actually fired on him from the other end of the battlefield. He was spotted one enemy vehicle. That was the Gorilla. He damaged 10 of the enemy. That's 2/3 of the enemy team. And he killed 5 of the enemy. That's 1/3 of the enemy team. He also did damage assistance of 836 hit points. On a premium count, he earned 60,242 credits, and he also got the Achievements Award for getting an epic medal. That's 6,075 credits. That equalises his score with that of the winning team, and so his grand total was 66,317. And after repair, ammunition resupply, and consumables, he actually took away 41,561 credits. He received 1,301 XP, got the Achievements Award here for 751, and of course, because the Fifi is a premium vehicle, he also got an extra 821 XP, bringing up his total to 2,873 experience points altogether. So unfortunate there, but the enemy Fifi driver was just more experienced, and he did have a chance to kill him during the battle, but tried very hard to get him, but that guy was very sneaky. He came around the outside, around the north of the battlefield, spotted the Gorilla, took him out, and then capped. And it just shows that if somebody's in command of one of these Artys, he can actually do very nicely and carry his team and win the battle. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.